Hey, good morning, Neverland. Well, here I am. I apologize for not posting the last few days. Almost like a week now, right? I actually lost track of time for posting stuff. Um, this car is coming by. Whew! Getting some walking in, you guys. Getting some walking in. Man, stuff's coming down, you guys. Stuff is coming down. And I'm trying to get things on the level here. You know what I mean? Like lots of, I don't watch the news per se, but I keep up on stuff. I keep up on stuff in the spheres that I'm interested in, I guess you could say. We each have our own interests, fascinations, you know? And it's just so much about the stuff. Like, things just keep coming in, man. Just keep coming in, and I'm really grateful for the YouTube community, man. I mean, people don't know it, but it's content posters who are sharing the good stuff, man. That's what's keeping me going right now. And not exactly, but it's just like supplemental, you know. It's like supplements. Good stuff. Pretty active right now. I don't know if you can hear them, but a few cars coming down here. Usually it's not as busy. What's today? Wednesday. People always, like, I don't know. I live in an area where I would think would only be busy. Like, I know this is totally off. There's no subject. There's no topic, right? Just me filming. But okay, none of that stuff matters. What really matters is, the reason I didn't post stuff. Like, I tried some stuff. You guys. I'm gonna be honest. You know, it wasn't real streaming, but I did kind of like a streaming thing, and it was bad. It was bad, you guys. I deleted the video. No one's ever gonna see that, and I'm happy with that. But I learned a lot. One of those awkward people where I like to challenge myself, especially for the right reasons. But minus that, I'm a creature of comfort, you guys. Give me what's comfortable, you know. Maybe that's just, you know, creature comforts, you know. I get it. But at the same time, you know, those things are death knells too. You know, you got to be careful. Comfort at the cost of happiness, no sir. All right. Or no ma'am. Anyway, so much stuff's been coming in, you guys. So much stuff. I'm going to try to keep it up here. My arm gets tired. Like, straight up. I know that's why people have selfie sticks, so that, like, I don't know if you can see it, but then, you know, the arm's down here, and then they just kind of lift it up. You still gotta use your wrist muscles and everything, your hand muscles, but it is what it is. I might stop here at, what is it called? The Vagrant's Crossing. I like to name stuff like that. You've heard me mention it before in other videos, if you watch my videos. Right now, it's really more of a personal log. So many cars, man. It's more of a personal log at this point, because it just is what it is. Like, and so much. There's so many things, you guys. One of the biggest things that I put off on doing this is not everyone's ready to hear the information, and so I want to be careful about how I put forward some of the information, especially that I'm privy to, because I'm not looking to harm anybody or anything. Just like, at the same time, the information needs to be out there. Like, and I think we're ready for it collectively. I keep hearing people, and I keep hearing talks, and I think there's enough people and there's enough collective energy that we can do it. We can start talking about it. And so I'm going to do it. I'm going to start talking about it. And it really has to do with society. It has to do with our place in this world, what happened, why we're here, what's going on. And so I want you to see so many cars. I don't know if you saw that, but just like, let's get off the road here. It's getting a little bit not It's chilly. It's chilly, but it's not cold. Not snowing. Getting some movement in, right? So I keep talking about stuff because it's just on the go. And I'm gonna get off the road here as a car drives by. I always hate that, man. I always feel like I'm getting stared at. Here we go. I probably showed you before. It's kind of gnarly to get down. I'm gonna stand here for a second. Get my thoughts together. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. What was I talking about before, right? The society guys and stories. So one of the things that we'll see, right? Hey, fresh. More or less fresh, right? I don't have any advertisements. It's more of a family joke. Maybe someday I'll explain it, but we'll keep it this side for now. It's interesting, you guys. It's interesting. One of the things, it's stories, and it's to help make sense of the energy and the consciousness that we're experiencing and the patterns that have become patterns. And so they're just explanations. They're just explanations to basically say the same thing. And so I'm going to do that a lot on my channel. I'm going to do that a lot. It's because it's what I do. It's what I do. I'm going to use Christian language. I'm going to use scientific language. I'm going to use just all language available to me. Some language I don't know yet. I'll probably end up learning or wanting to learn some other languages because I consider it like different cultures. Like a Christian community, very, very like especially people who really seriously follow it. Very different than a community that's I'd say. You see, that's what's so hard, you guys. We can't just say science-based because it's so not science. And I think we're coming into this, this is why I love my channel too. It's about the low vibes, you guys. Like, if there's low vibe people in Christian communities, it's full of narcissists is then what it is. And it's going to be petty energy and yada yada. It's going to be the same in the science community. It's going to be the same in any freaking community. If you have these lower vibrational people who are running the show and are allowed to run the show, then it's going to be bad. It's just going to be bad. And that's what we're experiencing. I think that's why everyone is just like, what the frick's going on? I mean, the past, 4, 8, 12 years, who knows? Who knows at this point? You know, the younger generation's got to have it a lot harder because not as much to compare to. I'm really happy I was born before 2000. Anyway, regardless. So now that I've explained all of that, the biggest thing is that even if I talk about and I can help design better systems, like for community, for communication, for whatever, ultimately it doesn't matter, because this is why I keep coming back to the spiritual side of things, is because we need to do the inner work. If we don't do the inner work, we stay where we are, and then it creates the same patterns. And so I was listening to people today and kind of had a great story, revelation, right? And like I said, I use a lot of different stories, and it's just to kind of fit the whatever I'm talking about, whatever the situation is. And so, you know, in some of the spiritual communities, we say that we chose to incarnate here on Earth. And I can agree to that. I can disagree with that. You know, there's different stories that we have too. Some of the circles that I run in, or that I've participated in, that I'm aware of, I guess you would say, are I would almost say like Gnostic, maybe Gnostic Christians, where what's considered to be where it's essentially like there's a false god, and that false god is the devil. It's a demiurge. You know, there's lots of different names or labels for this particular aspect. And totally related, but different kind of a thing. Just to kind of keep my thoughts clear, I wanted to say about like the origin of the earthly experiment, because part of this I really truly like identify with this, where I don't think it was supposed to be this intense, you guys. A lot of people think it was, but I'm telling you, you guys, this was unknown. Like that's part of the reason why things got to the point that they have, is because we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, and this is God. This is I don't know, source. We don't know. That's what was so beautiful about this, is that we didn't know what was going to happen. And like woo. And it's because it'd never been done before. That's essentially kind of what it is. And so coming from a space of pure consciousness, incarnating and coming into form, when it's never been done before, it's kind of hard to explain, but you almost have to come up with certain like polarities is almost what it is. And just think of it like, okay, you see, these are my drawings, they're so great, and I don't have any drawings right here. But just like there's a blank piece of paper, and then there's a dot, right? That's one person, and then there's no frame of reference. The dot is the frame of reference at that point. And so let's say we put two dots. There's two dots. So let's consider those aspects of consciousness that have incarnated into form. And so now we got 2 points on the paper. And so those points have a perspective. If you draw like lines out from those points, you could say, that's its point of view. That's its point of view. And they will see different things, because if you place one dot here and one dot here, and then you have something up here, let's say it's a triangle, right? They're gonna see a different part of that triangle than this dot. And so which side is correct? No, that's the wrong question. They're both correct, and they're both false, because they're only seeing a partial perspective. And this is the key factor that I really want to get across, is that we only have a partial perspective when we're incarnated, and it's just the way that it is. You can't have a full perspective. Maybe on a soul spiritual level, you can kind of dial back and get a really big point of view, but you can't live there, especially while you got form, while you're incarnated. It can help like plot, plan, kind of get your journey going, but you can't stay there. And you can use, what you've done when you can use that knowledge, that awareness, but it's not. You still got a point of view. You still got a solid point of view. And so let's credit that, right? So and I kind of, if we're gonna use other stories too, let's cross this with Cain and Abel, right? And I know it's not Adam and Eve. We're skipping through that right now. Different meanings, different things. But let's just say 2 points on Earth, right? And so we have 1 point, which is, I'm going to tell you what Spirit intended, and then I'm going to tell you what ended up happening from my perspective. And so the intention was this duplicitous force, this duality, but designed to come together, because it's a whole system. You can't have one without the other. It is what it is. It's like I don't know what to say. It is what it is. And so it was a selfish, like I want to say very, very self-involved, self-centered kind of a point. And then there was another point which was very other-focused. And so like a service to others, and then service to self. And I know this is very common within the spiritual circles. And so the idea was that the service to self would learn from the service to others, and the service to others would learn from the service to self, and then they would both, in bridging that gap, would come closer and closer together, where the self-centered person would apply their self-centeredness to help others and see that, and then the others would also, in serving themselves, would see that it is in service to others, and then the service just becomes the focus of it, which is the point. It's the point. And then there's that unification. There's the unification. Now, what happened on Earth was very different. All right, it was very, very different. What ended up happening, from my understanding at the current point, is it was just a cluster cluck, man. It was just a cluster cluck. The selfish person was able to essentially become like leadership. It was leadership over the service to other person. And so rather than learn from the service to other, they just they reinforced the service to others for the other point, and they reinforced the service to self for them. And like, you can imagine that. What that does is create more of a duplicity, more of a duality. It increases the duality. It doesn't decrease it. And so this is what happened with Earth, with the experiment. We got screwed over, you guys. But it was good. It was good. Everything happens for a reason. And there's a way back. Like that's like the most important part. And so in that kind of a situation, I want people to understand the situation, because maybe on both sides, but I would say specifically for the oriented service to other people, we would say empaths, and everything. If we're going to get into psychological factors, I would say both polarities are unhealthy. Like you got to have a little bit of service to self in order to serve others. You gotta serve others. I would say you gotta recognize that others are yourself too. Like that's what I would say. It's by recognizing that others are yourself too, you naturally just, I'd say worst case scenario, right? Leave them alone. They're going through their stuff. I'm going through my thing. Just leave me alone, right? That's not what I'm going through right now, but that, you get what I'm saying. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. But going back. So the service. So we got caught in a paradigm, and so the service to self individuals are trapped. Like they're fucked. They're completely fucked. All right, they cannot get out. Now it just happened to be that way. I'm sorry. Now they can, but it's actually going to be completely dependent, because this is the flipping of things. So as things started out, the service to self ruled everything. They ruled everything. But in that process, what ended up happening, like, oh God, there's always metaphors for this, you guys. Think of, and people tap into it. I love it, guys. I freaking love it. Like I would love to have a conversation with him. I gotta learn Japanese though, but just Hideo Kojima. Like where did some of these ideas come from? Like Solid Snake and Liquid Snake. If you guys know Twin Snakes or Metal Gear Solid, the original. Spoilers alert. If you never played the game, maybe skip ahead, but just spoilers alert. There's this super soldier that they clone, right? Who's just the best soldier in the universe. The best soldier in the world. And so while they're cloning this, they divide the genes. And so there's all the recessive genes, and then there's all the dominant genes. And so they essentially, I think there might have been more, I won't get into that stuff. But let's just say for the purpose of this story, there's two. And so the recessive genes went to one clone, and the dominant genes went to the other. Now, fast forward, who do you think wins? And it's the recessive genes. It's the recessive genes which end up dominating and doing that. And it's because those recessive genes were capable of learning. And that's super huge. That's super huge. And I would say that goes for consciousness. That's service to self, service to others. Doesn't matter. Like those are just freaking labels. And what you saw is that one of the individuals, one of the clones in this thing, Snake, was able to learn. He was able to get better. And Liquid, he was really powerful, really awesome, but he didn't get better. He stayed the same. He haunched in. He didn't grow. And that's why he lost. That's why he doesn't matter how many dominant, how much power you have, but if you don't grow, if you can't grow, then growth is not necessarily in a physical sense. You're not just getting bigger and bigger, not getting more and more money. It's not necessarily that kind of growth. It's like it's hard to explain, but it's I would say it's the challenging yourself. It's the getting out of the comfort zone. That's what I feel like is growing as a human being, where it's just like, if you are so freaking comfortable and happy, great, wonderful. Maybe you're on death's door then. You know, maybe you're getting ready to check out, which is great. My commitment here is to stay as long as I possibly can. All right, it's to stay here in this world and be of service as long as I possibly can. I'm starting to rein it in for myself because I want to enjoy it, and I'm being told in order to be of service to others, I gotta enjoy myself too. I gotta show people what's here. You know, if I'm just all service to self and I'm all desperate and everything, I'm not in the right energy. I'm not in the vibes. I'm not in the good vibes, you guys. And then I would have partial truths, and that's always the way that it is, you guys. Ooh, it's starting to get a little bit cold. I might cut it here a little short. Maybe we'll walk down a bit. Woo-wee. So I guess the point of this is, hi, welcome back. I got some other videos. I actually made videos just about every day, not quite every day, but I have videos, and I want to post them. It takes like 2 hours for me to download a video. I upload a video to YouTube. So I live in a somewhat remote-ish place, and just circumstances where I'm living where it's. I want to move on, you guys. I'm ready to move on. I want my own place, or if I want a place with a little more regulation, little more regulation for me. But so far, so good. So far, I'm really grateful to have a place right now. Non sequitur there. So I got videos. I'm uploading as much as I freaking can. I'm probably gonna keep this one short today, so I can upload it not as long. And then the other videos, I do want to upload them. Some of them. One of the ones, which was a follow-up to one of the ones I did, which will make sense later as soon as I post them. But I'll talk a little bit about it now because I haven't posted it yet, and I'll probably post this video first. I did a ritual, you guys. You know, using symbols and rituals, very powerful, very powerful. It's been extremely powerful for me. I can't even begin to explain how powerful this ritual has been for me. And I almost had instant results. It was really about letting go. It was really about letting go. In the video that I made beforehand, I kind of explained some of the ritual and everything. And, great, right? Watch it as soon as I post it. I don't know what I'll name it. And it's mostly about, I usually attach dates and everything. So it's going to be an earlier date than this one. It's April the 9th, 2025 right now. Sorry, a little cold. I'm a skinny guy. Unless I'm moving and I got layers on, I'll start to get a little bit cold there. So yeah, good stuff on the way. Good stuff on the way, you guys. Getting back to that, instant, you guys. As soon as I did the ritual, instant. Like stuff started to happen, and I ended up walking back in a different direction. And in doing so, I made choices and I went a different way than I would have if I hadn't let go. I would have had different thought patterns, different things going on. I already know it. Like, I already know it. And so because of that, I walked somewhere that I would have never walked before. And I can't even I almost started, it was so emotional, you guys. I walked into like another dimension. That's kind of what it is. I even made a video of it, but I don't know if I'm going to post it. And so just to kind of give some preface, just like imagine, like, I don't know if you can see, but it's just like, imagine like a nature-ish area, right? And walk, kind of get a sandy part. Looks crazy. There's some crazy trees. End up walking over there, keep walking, and then right behind those is a field of crystals. Now, I'm not lying. I am not mincing words. Like a field of quartz crystals All right, you guys, like, and that's my I love crystals, man, and I could not believe it. And all of these crystals were varying sizes, quality. Like I brought a few pieces back. I'll probably end up showing them, but it was they're beautiful. They're beautiful. The energy from these pieces is something else. And so I really feel like I walked into another dimension, you guys. And it's because I was able to let go. It was because I was able to let go. All right. So I don't know. What should we title this, you guys? Letting go? Story of the world? All this crap, man. All this crap. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I really like creating content, you guys. I like talking. And then I didn't even get into what I really wanted to talk about. But dialing back into the story, the way that I see it, we are the ones who are responsible. And so the people who have been very much service to others, we got to step up. We're the recessive gene. We're the ones who have always been submissive and everything. And it doesn't mean becoming them. It means incorporating them. It means maintaining ourselves. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, imagine a service to self person, right, who's helped by a service to other person. But that service to other person is also very much rooted in themselves, right? Very much comfortable, confident in their own energy. That is that is the definition, I feel like, of what would be an ideal teacher. Someone who is patient, someone who understands, and is coming from a good place, essentially. Like a lot of the service to other teachers in the past, if they haven't cleared their own blockages to the service to self, they end up. It doesn't reach the service to self people. It was like the best way to put it. At the same time, in the other direction too, there's a lot there, man. A lot of the teachings have been twisted to be like almost completely service to self, and it's missing key components. And I know I go back and forth with that, but it's about, like, I guess, the non-duality part, right? I gotta start walking. I'm too cold. Yeah, maybe we'll start another video here. So it's up to us, you guys. That's what it is. I'll say more in a different video. Yeah. We'll do more in a different video. But this is what I'm getting, all right? The service to self people are going to self-destruct. Now, that means we are going to self-destruct, all right? Because the service to other people, which we're slowly diminishing, so there's no service to self, service to others. That's how it started out in the past, all right? Way back when Earth was created. We don't need to do that anymore. That's an old paradigm, all right? Screw it, drop it, let it go. Doesn't matter. What's good for you is good for everyone. What's good for everyone is good for you. If it's not, then it's not. And it's the biggest portion, especially for the service to self people who are oriented in that way, trust your instincts. Trust your intuition. This is what incorporating the service to self aspect is really about. Trust your connection to God. All right? Trust your connection to source. Like the universe, nature, whatever you want to call it. Because when you trust that connection, it establishes a precedent, all right? Because when service to self people will try to hook you. They'll try to hook you and essentially drain your energy is kind of what it is. And you can say no. You can say no. Oh wait, I feel it. I sense it. Nope. No thanks. And the big thing is, like, eventually, like, because there's layers to this, you guys, but getting to a place of, quasi mastery, the purpose is to see these individuals with love, with the eyes of love, and to see that even when they're attacking you, even if they're verbally doing this, it's because they're coming from a place of, like, fear, of lack, of misery, like, and that sucks for them. And especially there's like the service to self, right? it's crazy when you get to a high enough perspective, because they're self-destructive. And so it's like, what are you doing? If you were truly service to self, you would be you'd be learning. You'd be learning. And I guess it's the same for the service to other people, because I've seen that too, where service to other people just destroying themselves, man. I've been one of them, just destroying themselves to try and serve the world, and it doesn't work. Like that's the biggest thing. It does not work. And so good video. Good video. I had some good content near the end. Starting to get better at it. All right. Love you guys. Take it easy.